Claude Code has taken over the internet by storm and is undoubtedly one of the best AI coding tools out there, and it's only getting crazier. It makes literally anything you want at lightning speed, like apps, websites, even manage your entire life. But how can you use it to launch campaigns and generate leads like what my team and I do at Top of Funnel? So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can quickly set it up in just 5 steps and how you can generate leads faster than you even know. The very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be in an IDE, also known as an integrated development environment, such as Cursor, VS Code, Windsurf, Zed. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. In my opinion, Cursor is probably the one that ships the most and the fastest, so I would recommend Cursor. And the reason for that is, for us, it really helps just to kind of visualize code. It helps visualize CSVs. It helps keep everything in one window, including your browser. So it just makes it a lot easier just to actually integrate and move things around when you're working in an environment such as this. And then the next thing you're going to want to do, we could use Cursor agent. You can use literally any agent you want. I mean, I could even pop up a terminal and use Claude Code or Gemini or any other coding platform, but it's going to bring in context for everything that you have literally in your environment. What you're going to want to do is just create a new empty folder on your Mac or your Windows, and then you're going to want to open up Cursor and then open up that current directory. You'll see here I have Claude Code demo. This is just an empty folder where I have a short data set of CSV of leads in here, which we're going to use for this use case. But ideally, you're just going to want to import any files that you have, like CSVs, context, things like that. And then you'll notice here there's actually Claude Code. There's also GPT Codex. And then we have other ones like Augment Code, which I love a lot. And then you'll see here that we just have plugins. There's several ways that you can actually use Claude Code. You can do it right inside of Claude app. You can do it in terminal. What I like to do, and I'm going to demonstrate here, is to actually use their VS Code plugin, which you can see right here, because it makes it clean. I can open up tabs, and I think it's a little bit prettier. I like to go YOLO mode for most cases, so we're just going to go to that. And then you can see here, this actually pulls in the current file that we have into context, and this is already there, but if I click on it, it actually removes it. So what you're going to want to do is, firstly, we have an open environment. Now, it doesn't know a lick of who you are or what your purpose is. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the RTO, which stands for role, task, and output. We're going to emphasize more on the role though, because for this environment, we're not going to be doing enterprise SaaS software. We're not going to be doing any coding, although there might be some light Python scripts involved. But for this, we're just going to set up Claude within Cursor, and then we're going to basically define the role. So I'm going to use my speech to text application called Spokenly. So I'm just going to hit the control command, and let's get right cooking. You are in an empty environment now where you have no files or anything like that. So this is a fresh directory. What I would like you to do is to establish and initialize this project in effort to launch campaigns for an Instantly outreach. Instantly is a cold outbound sequencer that we use in order to generate leads. And what I want you to do is to establish the role here, which you are a mastermind when it comes to sales development, business development, and generating leads. You are also a professional marketer, especially when it comes to cold email. The cold emails that you generate should not be long. They should be ideally anywhere from 80 to 100 words. You will never ever say, I hope this email finds you well. You will never say anything that relates to small talk, because nobody cares how shiny or flashy your LinkedIn profile is. So cut the small talk and get right to the point. The biggest thing with copywriting that I want you to focus on is high value, soft call to action in order to articulate the best value proposition that we can in order to start the conversation. Once again, we want to emphasize value. The other thing too is, in a dream state scenario where we generate leads, going from cold lead to a close is obviously the best case scenario. But what I want you to do is to really emphasize cold to warm, which is really going from cold to a warm lead status. So with that, I want you to initialize a Claude skill in order to establish the role here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to install an MCP server called the Instantly MCP, which I will provide to you after everything is already set up, and then we will go from there. So with that, firstly, before you do anything, I want you to confirm that you understand what I'm saying, and then I want you to propose the steps which you're going to do, and then ask me if everything is accurate before you actually execute. And while that's cooking, the biggest thing is, again, we're doing RTO. We're establishing the role, where I gave it a task, and then I also controlled the output, so that way it knows exactly what we're doing here. So you can see here, here's my understanding, role persona. We have sales development. Yep. Cold email rules, 80 to 100 words max. No, I hope this email finds you well. 0 small talk. Proposed steps. Create Claude.md. A .md is a markdown file, and I'll show you a really good way to view that here in Cursor as well, which I like a lot. We'll initialize the project. Yes, LFG. All right. Now, one of the things that usually come up, which is a bit, it's a human in the loop, and sometimes you just got to get through it. But what you want to do is you want to review this step right here. So this is the bash command, which it commonly does. This is what it's going to run. And regardless if you understand what it's doing, this is actually what it's doing right here. So this is going to initialize the Git repo and commit Claude.md. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes to all of it. That way, if that same task comes up, it's going to be just fine. So I have Claude right here, but if I switch over to the file, you can see I've created a .claude. We have settings, local JSON, and then we have Claude.md. Now you see this is actually a markdown. This gave us a really structured Claude.md, but if I hit Shift Command V, it's going to pop up in a preview, which you can see right here. It looks much better to read. And then you're going to want to just review that, make sure everything is good. Now you're going to want to pay attention here because this is the rules that you're establishing around everything here. So try to articulate as much as you can around your business or the clients that you serve and make this individual to the point where you effectively want to clone yourself. Feel free to say anything that you have upstairs or your CEO or anything like that relative to your job. And this is really important because you are effectively injecting skills, almost like Matrix to Neo that knows Kung Fu. You want to be able to inject the knowledge, and that's really going to help you have higher leverage. Then we're going to go back to Claude, and then I'm just going to say, now I want to add the instantly MCP server. This is the URL. So we're going to go https://mcp.instantly.ai /MCP/ and then what we're going to do is we are going to switch over to instantly, and you just want to go to your settings right here. Then you're going to go up to integrations, API keys. We're going to create an API key. We're going to call this Claude Code Demo. We're just going to go ahead and give it all the scopes, although you want to be careful on what scopes you give it. We're going to get the API key, and then we're going to append it to the URL there. Now, one thing you want to do, obviously, is keep your secrets secret. This API key will be deleted, so good luck. And with that said, what we want to do in this prompt as well, we want to instruct Claude because it can actually add the MCP server for you. The way to add this MCP server, it will need to be added via the terminal and the command of Claude MCP add. The transport is streamable HTTP. Please add this at the project level so it is only on this project. Now, there are two types of ways. One of them is user level, which is basically global. So that means if it's going to install the MCP server, it's going to do it for all of your projects. And then there's the project level, whereas it's just for this project. That way, this MCP server won't be in like another like vibe coding app, or let's say you're an agency and like us and we run multiple clients. Well, I don't want to install this MCP server with that API key to upload and create campaigns. So I'm just going to hit enter there. Now that's added. In order to restart it or get it going, so you can see right here, it says Claude MCP add transport HTTP. There we go. So I'm going to hit the plus, and then I'm going to say, do you have access to instantly MCP? Just tell me the list of available tools. And we're going to check to see if it is connected. Yes, I have instantly MCP. Another way you can do that is you can go /MCP, manage MCP servers. We're going to say yes, continue in terminal, and you will see right here, it pops up a new window. Perfect. All right. So you can see I have 3 connected here. I have Firecrawl, grep, and instantly. So there is that. They are connected and good to go. And we're going to say continue without. Now we have our MCP server and we have all these tools available, and I'm actually about to deploy 2, having worked on the instantly MCP. So your feedback would be great on the use case of this. Just let me know and we can get that, as robust as possible. So what we want to do is I'm going to again do my voice command, and I'm going to talk about, we're going to have the list, right? And then we're going to talk about what we want to say. The other thing you're going to want to do is to bring in your list, and that is right here. So we have a list, a CSV. So if you didn't already know, a CSV is comma separated values. And if you, like most of us, we see a CSV in like a spreadsheet fashion. Well, the cool thing here is this is literally comma separated values. So it will rip through this faster than you even know. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drag drag it into a folder. It's really that easy. You can just bring it into your current project folder on your hard drive and you will be good to go. All right, so now we have our list, which is sampleleads.csv, and these are the folks that I want to reach out to. For this purpose, I want to use Instantly MCP to create a campaign. I also want you to analyze this based on who we can reach out to and score it according to decision maker level. And then I want you to append to the CSV an effort to segment appropriate to their role. From there, I want you to create some copy, again, following the standards and rules that I've set forth, which is no more than 100 words, but ideally we want it to be about 80 to 100. Honestly, it should be short as possible, but every single word needs to be valuable in such a way that moves the conversation forward without any small talk or fluff. The biggest thing that we are offering to these people is systems that help them save time, save money, and also raise top line in order to leverage their current tech stack and effectively build things like AI agents in order to do lower admin or lower level and higher leverage things at scale. So with that said, some of the case studies we have is we worked with some large clients, including the Air Force. We've also worked with other large clients as well, and along with mid-market and small businesses. So what I want you to do is to just articulate that as far as case studies are concerned. And then the call to action is, do you mind if I send you a video on how this works? Or we can also do something more personal to how they operate. Do you mind if I send you a personalized proposal on some ideas that I have? Something like that. To keep it short and sweet to the point. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. But what I want you to do is to create the copy, put it in a markdown file, just so we have document of that. And then I want you to actually create the campaign. After you create the campaign, I want you to add these leads to the respective campaigns. And then from there, I want you to stop so I can verify the campaign is good to go. And then we will be complete. We're just going to go. All right, so it comes up with to-dos. That's good stuff. It's going to read, analyze files. Okay, sample leads, score leads by decision maker level, create copy. So this is actually doing everything it needs, right? It's already modifying it. Decision maker just added that. It just ripped right through it, even though that's like 20 people. But trust me, it can rip through some serious ones and then even segment it into different ones right there. So here's my analysis of 20 leads. We have these, okay, tier 2, tier 3. I'll segment into 2 campaigns. Executive tier 1, tier 2, and then influencer. Create campaigns and instantly. All right, now let me load the bulk leads. So it's creating a campaign right now, and it says, yes, I need to create the campaign. It's creating 2 campaigns. Step 1 complete. Both campaigns need sender accounts. You have 67 eligible accounts. Let's add 10. And you can actually, however many sender accounts you want, because we have to attach sender accounts. And it's creating the other campaign. All right, so both campaigns have been created successfully. Now adding the leads to the campaign. So you can see it's just chipping right through. And it's only taken just a few minutes, not even that. All right, and we're adding leads to campaign. Stop for user verification. All right, now we have campaign copy. So again, if I hit Shift Command V, I'll be able to review the copy just like this. And we can see right here, quick question about company name. Now this is obviously a demo. You're going to want to add more of your sauce, things like that. Most teams at Walk are losing 20 plus hours a week. We've done this for US Air Force, etc. Mind if I do this? One more thing. Okay, so we have obviously very good copy to start with, which Claude just generated, right? And a lot of times this actually uses Opus 4.5, which is, in my opinion, one of the best models out there. All right, here we go. We have 2 campaigns that were created. That's a beautiful thing. Let's go into the sequence. And there it is. Now, sometimes we just want to clean this up a little bit and make sure that everything is good to go. But we have our campaign already done. And we have delays. We're all good there. Let's see here, last note. This is follow-up 2. So you're just going to want to make sure that you clean it up. Make sure the formatting is all good. This one we can see here. We just want to clean this up. Open to exploring it. So the steps were just created here. And then this one should be the first one. So I could have prompted it a little bit better to make sure it's good. But you can see here that everything is good to go. Count signature, and then we have my last note, so that means this one. Closing the loop here, and then we're actually just going to remove this so it uses the previous subject line, my last note, and then we're going to put my signature here, and that is it. open to exploring it, account signature. There it is. So we have, okay, a little preview. We can just go right here and boom, we are solid. And it has added our leads right to the campaign. So you can see just right there, in a matter of a few prompts, I've set up Claude Code inside of Cursor. We made a list. We had a list in there. It literally created 2 campaigns in less than a minute. Now, this is literally just scratching the surface of how we use tools like these. If you'd like to learn more about how I use MCP servers to generate leads using a newly vibe coded app, check out this video and it might just open up your mind to literally see what's possible nowadays. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.